sore thumb. Got a glass of liquor on the table and trying to pop and convincing myself, oh, I'm having a good time. The liquor was burning my stomach. The cigarettes were choking me. The smoke was burning my eyes. And they say that anything over 150 decibels will damage your eardrums. And in the club, the organ had 2 lessons on it. And they were cranked up as high as they could go. My ears were ringing, and I'm sitting there trying to convince myself, oh, aren't we having fun? And there's a voice inside of me saying, Lord, don't come tonight. Because I have been brought up on a word foundation. I wasn't brought up that way, but on a firm foundation. When Paul first came to Corinth, it was on his second missionary voyage, having left from the city of Ephesus. Bible tells me that Corinth was a city situated on a trade route. So being situated as it was, there was an admixture of nationalities, different ethnic groups, customs, and traditions, and all of this was intermingled together. You had native Greeks that were born there. And actually, the Greeks that were born there, we would really consider them Grecian, because they were Greek, but they were mixed with other nationalities. There were Romans. Rome had set up a political outpost in Corinth. And then there were Jews there. All of this admixture in the city of Corinth. Religiously, Paul had a dilemma on his hands. Out of the 3, the Greeks were the intellectuals. They boasted of having as one of their countrymen Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, had a physician by the name of Hippocrates. And then religiously, they believed in mythology. They had all of these myth gods and goddesses. They had a god for everything. One day, somebody was conversing and they said, man, you think we got all the bases covered? We ain't forgot nobody, did we? Somebody said, well, look, why don't we do this? To be on the safe side, why don't we erect a statue? And we'll just put an inscription at the base of the statue to the unknown God. And hey, we ought to be home free. We got all our bases covered. The Romans they believed in military might. They liked to conquer people. And they liked to party too. They had a party lifestyle. And the Jews, some of them were really trying to live for God. And then some of them, they were trying to live for God, and then there was that admixture of other cultures, and sometimes it would kind of filter over, and then Paul had a problem because there were so many people teaching so many things. And a lot of these people were confused. were void of understanding. And when the Greeks, when he confronted the Greeks, you know, one thing about them in Corinth, anybody since they boasted of Aristotle and Plato and Socrates, those learned individuals, anybody that they felt like didn't quite measure up to them academically, they would listen, but they really didn't want to hear them. But Paul had one message in setting up his foundation. He said, in essence, and I'm paraphrasing this, he told the Greeks, I know what you're looking for. I know what you're expecting. I can do that. But I am determined to know nothing among you save God, save Christ, and Him crucified. He said that is the foundation of what I'm rooted and grounded on. He didn't preach about all the different gods that they had because he didn't serve them. But I'm going to tell you something. In a sense, we were like the Greeks because we have a God of the moon, we have a God of the sun, a God of life, death, a God of love, a God of fertility, all of that. But the thing is, we as saints of God, we don't serve a whole roster of gods. We believe that all of these faculties and powers are encompassed in one God, and that's the one in heaven. Everything is encompassed in Him. It's a God thing. It started with God. How do you know, Elder Price? I read my Bible and call me foolish. I'm just foolish enough to believe it. I know it started with Him because it said in the beginning, God. You can't go back no farther than the beginning. God created the heavens. And in the Hebrew, the word that they use for create means for something to be where nothing was. And my late father told me, said, man can't create nothing. I said, but Daddy, there are individuals that have creative minds and they're innovative and they come up with this and they come up with that. He said, boy, did you hear what I said? I said, man can't create nothing. And I began to scratch my head. He said, now man can formulate. I said, well, I'm confused. I said, what's the difference? He said, did you hear what I said? He said, man has a creative mind. But he can't speak nothing into existence. He can formulate, and in his formulation, he has to take something that God has already placed. God just spoke this world into existence. He didn't ask me to help him nothing. He didn't need my assistance. If he would have said, Price, I'm gonna give you an easy job. Make me a cloud. And I'd have to say, well, Lord, do you want to give me a cloud? Do you want me to look like it's gonna rain? what God said. I don't want you in this cloud, Christ. Just give me a few sparsely dotted cirrus clouds or stratus clouds in the sky. Yeah. No, I changed. I don't want that. I want the sky to look dark and threatening like it was on the day when there was darkness all over the earth, when the graves opened and the people walked through the streets. I don't want a cumulus cloud. I don't want a stratus cloud. I don't want a cirrus cloud. Make me a big, fierce looking, modest cloud in the sky. Yeah. I couldn't do it.
No, sir. No, sir.
But if I knew how to do it, that's not the dilemma. Yeah. The dilemma for me would be, how would I suspend it up there? Get a rope, would I call a bell recording, and get a crane and lift it up there? Would I get some bell and wire? Oh, I know. Come on. I'll grab me a truckload of super glue. Super glue do it. But I'm good with duct tape. And now, duct tape comes in colors. I can even decorate. You don't need me. You don't need me. All he needs me to do is stay in my lane. All he wants me to do is preach his word. Not only preach it, but live. But live.